It's lights on.
Lord.
Sharik, I want to gossip today.
Oh my
Well, I don't want to
God.
gossip. I just want to, talk about the news and pop culture and
Of
things.
course, of course. Well, I want to get into it too. It's the last week or almost last week of Women's History Month, so we
Yeah.
have plenty to discuss.
Women are doing it big.
all the time.
Even Minnie Mouse.
Oh, okay, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Limelight Live, y'all.
Step into the limelight.
All right. Well, welcome, everyone. This is Limelight Live on TGN Talk. That is the Good News Radio Talk radio station.
Yes.
We like to talk
We
around
talk.
these joints.
We talk good stuff.
Good stuff. If you don't know already, I am Sharik LeMay, and my co-host is
J Pink K. You already know what it is.
and we are here to do probably one of our favorite episodes we do every single month.
We do.
And it's the Lights On episode where we're just going to chit chat about all the latest topics and hot topics that we have for the past month.
Yeah.
Which it's been a whole lot. And I
Well,
haven't done
it's the past month? Maybe the last 2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks? Probably more.
I don't know.
We'll get into it because we do discuss every single episode, but this one we're just going to dive a little bit deeper.
Okay. And there's a lot going on.
Definitely.
And we made all the topics about women.
Yes, we did.
Because it's Women's History Month. And so there's some women doing some things.
Okay. How's your week been? It's been 2 weeks since we've been on.
Yes, we were off last week. My week was good. Just another busy one, getting things in order.
Yeah.
I am in production of this year's music issue for Obvious Mag.
Love it.
Again,
It's my favorite one.
Yeah, me too. And I'm really excited for what we've got planned there. Our cover stars are dope. We've secured that finally, and a lot of the subject material within the issue is really cool. So I can't wait to release it. That's coming out in May.
Make sure you guys check that out. And that's Obvious Magazine. How do they count that?
What do you mean?
How do they get it? How do people go see it?
Oh, obviousmag.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can purchase a digital version, or we do a print to order, so it does come out in print.
All right,
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, do
JP do a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Editing. You were looking at Blavity. We got the radio show. Yeah, we're busy people.
I mean, hey,
We're
that's how it be.
I love
That's how it be.
I love it.
Well, let's get right
You
to
didn't
it.
ask me about my week.
Oh, yes, I did. I said, how was your? Did I?
No, you did not.
Shut up, Kelvin. Shut up.
I didn't really do nothing anyway. I just wanted to be asked. That's okay.
Oh, well, you was in the office this week.
Oh yes, I did go back. Shout out to what is now Paramount, formerly Viacom CBS. We are now Paramount. I went in office for the first time and got to see some people. It's exciting. It was kind of like my first day at a new school.
Okay.
Because everybody kind of already knew each other.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the new girl.
Hey, new girl.
And there's lots of different levels at Paramount, so I didn't get a chance to go and see everybody. But it's interesting.
Yeah.
For now, it's one day a week.
Yeah.
A hybrid model of getting back in office.
Do you have your own office?
No, but they're actually taking away everyone's offices.
Oh.
They want us to go to more of an agile work mode, is what they're calling it. So it's gonna be like Google. We're gonna be on like bean bags and
Oh, cool.
some
I'm with that.
millennial type stuff. So that should be interesting.
Can I work with you?
They feed us too. Which
Hey.
is great.
I love eating.
Hey.
I love food.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be an interesting experience. I'll update you guys on what I have planned. I'm going to be doing some events and things like that, representing the country, and it's going to be dope.
Love it.
That's it. That was my week. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Oh my gosh. Well, once again, this is a lights on episode, and that means it's flashlight topics the entire show.
Yeah.
And we got some good ones. Some really, really good ones. So hit it, Calvin.
Ooh.
All right. First up. So let's honor when it's due. Madeleine Albright, the first female Secretary of State, passed away this week. She died at the age of 84. NBC News reports that Albright was the first woman to serve as this country's top diplomat. Um, Obama did a very touching, um, made a very touching statement
Mm-hmm.
in regards to her passing.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
She died of cancer.
yeah, and she was also the highest ranking woman in the history of the U.S. government.
Which is really cool. I think she was also she worked under President Bill Clinton as the ambassador of the United Nations shortly after he was inaugurated. So she's pretty much been throughout politics.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. President Joe
Wow.
Biden says that he remembers Albright as a force of goodness, grace, and decency, and for freedom. She defied convention and broke barriers again and again. So
That's
yeah.
pretty cool. I think it's interesting too. It says here that she served in the post for 4 years, actively promoting the expansion of NATO and military intervention in Kosovo. So she was really behind NATO, and as you know, NATO is like a big deal right now with the war
Yeah.
over in Ukraine and how people are responding to basically the world police is what I
Right.
call them. So yeah, rest in peace to her. I think that's really monumental that she was
Yeah.
a woman in that stature and she held it down.
She did. She did. So rest in peace. Sending love to her family, and we appreciate what you did for us,
Yes.
Madeleine Albright. All right.
Yes.
Next up. So this is big in the news because this is a historic moment.
Huge.
The Supreme Court judge nominee, Ketanji Brown Jackson, makes passionate statements about working moms. She was sworn in this week, and oh my goodness.
For testimony.
Yeah.
For testimony, yeah. So this is the whole thing that we saw when they brought in the other Supreme Court justice that so many people were against. Ketanji Brown was asked questions from both sides of, senators, both Democrat and conservative. And it was really unfair how they were questioning her.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like, you guys are really, really reaching for something. You're trying to demonize this woman based upon her record of imprisoning certain criminals for a certain amount of time. And then if you look at the facts, it states that she pretty much delegates sentences based upon, what's common, not necessarily by the book. So it was really unfortunate to see Republicans coming after her the way that they have been. But she's been handing her own, and I really liked it. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. They came, like, the line of questioning was just, I feel like it was a best example of, how they say how it's like Black people have to work twice as hard,
Exactly.
and then Black women in particular have to work even harder to
Mhm.
prove just as much. And I remember seeing kind of like a graph online that kind of showed who the most qualified people to sit, and she had the most qualifications out of everyone, and yet still
they reaching.
they were reaching and questioning her, her qualifications to be yeah.
Yeah, but what people thought was really special is she had her 2 daughters sitting behind her, and her opening statement was to them, letting them know that although she's been, a very busy mom and she's been working and she may not be able to put all of her full attention into her girls, she tries to create balance. And, she's doing this for all the moms out there, not just Black women, not just women. She's doing it also for moms that are in the workforce and showing that you can do it and wanting to be an example to her girls. So I thought for this to be Women's History Month, for her to say that, powerful.
Right.
Women need to hear that. Moms
Absolutely.
all over the world need to hear that.
Absolutely.
You can be a freaking Supreme Court judge, and her daughters are beautiful.
Yeah.
So shout out to the girls all over the world that want to get into all of that.
And applause to Ketanji. Yeah.
Definitely. But we were talking about Booker.
Cory Booker. Yeah.
Cory Booker's speech, or his what would you call it? A very eloquent memento to her.
Yeah.
In which she was in tears. How did you think about that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
He was emotional himself.
Yeah.
Because it means so much more than just swearing in a new Supreme Court judge. Like for him, what he was saying, he says, when I see you, I see my mother, I see my ancestors, I see your ancestors, I see my cousins. Like that's just an understanding that white America doesn't get because of their privilege. Like they've had that forever, and it's a monumental historical moment, and
Yeah.
it hits deeper.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciated what you
Yeah,
said.
he had to defend her. I felt like, when they say protect Black women, that is the definition of protect Black women. You had all of these ridiculous questions being thrown at her. One senator, female senator, by the way, asked her to define a woman. Define a woman. And she said, well, I'm not a biologist. And, it's pretty split. Some people are saying, we live in such timid times where there's cancel culture. And because you have the LGBTQ plus community here and people who are transgender or non-binary, the definition of a woman in saying it and what you believe a definition of a woman can be looked at critically.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that that may be the case. However, why are you using that against her? That's not what she's
what was
here
even
for.
the point of asking that? Like,
I mean, I guess because, as you know, there's a lot of talk about transgender women in sports
okay.
and things of that nature. Where does she fall on the line of that? I do imagine there may be some sort of legislation that may be introduced in the future that may go up to the Supreme Court in regards to what is the definition of a woman, talks about hormone therapy and treatments and when that's supposed to happen. It's very, very convoluted.
Yeah.
And so for them to ask her that, they were putting her on the spot. So you wouldn't think, because, we're pretty liberal. We live in California. We see it all. We know it all. We know people.
Right.
And we don't think that that's such a hot button issue.
Yeah.
To try to define women.
But to the rest of America.
Right. The middle country folk.
Okay.
That's what I like to call them, the Wahites. Shout out to Heather.
The middle country folk. Hold on, I'm gonna start using that.
The middle country folk. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly.
And it's the fact that people are upset because she didn't want to define what a woman is. It's just it's insane. But that's the world that we live in. But we're going to have to get to that point where these conversations will need to be had. I thought that was remarkably interesting, and I thought she really held her own. And it's unfortunate because I remember that other Supreme Court nominee that got brought in that had the rape allegations against him. He was visibly furious at his line of questioning. She remained very poised and very calm, which she's expected to do. But at some point, I want it to be okay for women, Black women, to be able to not be so poised and be, as a matter of fact, and direct. And, just like my auntie Maxine Waters,
right?
I'm reclaiming my time. Period. So eventually we will get to that point, but either way, I respect her for how she handled it. She took her time responding to questions. She's sitting down there for a long time, like 9-11 hours a day.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Remind me not to ever want to be a judge. That's too long.
You're stupid. Music legend Shaka Khan celebrated her 69th birthday this week on the 22nd, 2 days ago. Shaka Khan.
A lot of these kids don't know.
They don't know. Shaka Khan was her birthday.
Through the wire.
Yeah, she's a legend.
I'm every woman.
Okay.
We should have had a clip of that. I'm every woman.
Oh, yeah. I'm every woman.
Shout out to the auntie. I really do. There really are certain women, celebrity women, that I really feel are my aunties, and she's for sure one of them.
Yeah.
Love her. So, yes. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Shaka. Okay, I read this and I was freaked out. So Miley Cyrus's flight to Paraguay makes an emergency landing after being struck by lightning. Okay, so according to People magazine, Miley Cyrus was forced to cancel her performance at the Asunciónico Festival.
Okay, that.
In Paraguay due to severe weather conditions. Miley Cyrus is safe after her flight to Asunción was forced to make an emergency landing due to severe weather conditions. Early Wednesday morning, Cyrus, who was en route to Paraguay to headline the festival in the country's capital, announced that her plane was caught in a major unexpected storm. I don't like you right now. To my fans and everyone worried about hearing about my flight to Asunción, our plane was caught in a major unexpected storm and struck by lightning. My crew, band, friends, and family who were all traveling with me are safe after an emergency landing. Cyrus29 shared on Instagram.
You know what she gonna do, right?
What?
Like her next video or performance or something.
She's gonna incorporate
She gonna be
that.
sitting on top of a broken down plane
Yeah.
or something like that, naked. Or no, she's past that phase. She's in a different phase, right?
Yeah. She's in like a rocker electro phase.
Okay.
Which really suits her.
Okay.
I must say, I feel like
She's still naked.
she's like
I hope not.
she's not naked, but she's kind of grungy now.
Okay.
But
You know,
it's a
she
look,
goes
it's a
through
vibe
phases.
for her. Yeah, she goes through phases, and
Yeah.
I think she's found the one that really works.
Okay. So no more twerking Miley.
Right, no more twerking, but this kind of grunge aesthetic, I feel like it even works better with her vocal.
I like her. I actually like her vocal tonality.
Yeah, you
it
do?
works for her, and I think she stays in her lane.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here for it.
Okay.
I remember being at a Spellman concert, and Little Scrappy was like the headliner,
Uh-huh.
and they started playing "Party in the USA,"
Uh-huh.
and this was my first time hearing the song, mind
Mhm.
you, and the whole crowd, a whole sea of Black college folk. And I get the hands up, bring my song. Like Miley was that girl.
So when that song came out in New Orleans, we put bounce beats to everything. So her song was like the top bounce song of the year.
I'm here for
That,
it.
but and it was like I'm gonna play it for you,
Okay.
because it's a vibe. Like we
the
flip.
song is a vibe, so I believe you.
Yes, the bounce version is everything.
I love it.
I'm gonna send it to
I
you
love it.
because you got to.
That was pre twerking Miley. I think that's
Yeah.
what caused twerking Miley, because we was rocking with it.
Yeah.
So she was like, "All right, y'all want to see more? Here we go."
That was a fun song.
So yes, we're glad Miley Cyrus is here. Please.
Yes, we're
And
glad that
thank
she's
you.
safe, and
Yes.
her crew and family and everyone that was with her was safe. So yeah. Okay, now this for the Beehive, you already know. So after almost 4 years off the stage, Beyonce is finally giving us a performance via the Oscars to perform her song "Be Alive" from the King Richard soundtrack, which is also nominated for an Oscar this year.
And they
Twitter,
better win.
yeah, they're gonna win.
Okay.
Twitter is, of course, going nuts. Oh, the film itself is nominated for 5 awards, including Best Picture. But Twitter,
Oh, Twitter.
they are going nuts. People are going crazy. How this has been trending for several days.
Mhm. You almost don't realize that it's
Yeah.
been that long, or that that's even a thing. Like we spent 2 years in a pandemic,
Yeah.
and she did the King album, and yeah, we haven't seen her in a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a
So it's exciting. I can't wait to see what she does
It's gonna be a thing. I wonder if she's gonna make a documentary about it.
about her performance.
Yeah, I mean, why not? She's be getting these checks for these documentaries, and people watch them.
Okay.
I mean, why not?
I wouldn't mind.
It's been a minute since we've seen you, and she can talk about the clothes. Has she done any documentaries about her clothing line?
She hasn't. About Ivy Park?
Yeah.
She hasn't. I remember though she did say there was one interview that she did where she mentioned how she gets inspiration for Ivy Park, and
Mhm.
it's from her kids, because
Okay.
during the lockdown they were doing like at home fashion shows,
Oh.
and so she would take ideas from things that her kids were doing and incorporate that into some of the design for
Okay.
Ivy Park. So I was like, oh, that's cute. That's a sweet thing.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. If you do need to have a producer for that documentary, I am always here.
Period.
Let me plug myself in there real quick. It was my idea.
Okay. Sharik, let me ask you something. When you're working or like studying or researching or something, do you like have music playing on in the background?
It depends. Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you
yes.
like lo-fi hip hop?
I don't know what that is.
You know?
child.
Okay. What? Okay. So
Oh.
first of all, if you don't know who Lo-Fi Girl is, what are you even doing?
Well,
So-
you didn't send it to me, so what are you doing?
So lo-fi hip hop is basically like this instrumental. A lot of college students like it, but
Okay.
I mean anyone can listen to it, obviously. But it's like music that you have playing in the background while you work, and it's supposed to be recorded at a frequency that promotes productivity
Mhm.
and but also keeps you calm and chill, and it's a
Mhm.
vibe.
Mhm.
It's very, very popular. Lo-Fi Girl, she's an animated girl who's like
Okay.
sitting at her desk. She's writing or searching or whatever she's doing
Okay.
while the music is playing. So this is something that's live on YouTube.
Okay, yeah.
24
I know what you're
hours,
talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
So Disney Music has turned their classic songs into lo-fi hip hop covers.
Of course.
Yes. According to OK Player, I was looking at this story and this was so dope. They even created their own version of Lo-Fi Girl through Minnie Mouse.
Wow.
There's a looping animation of Minnie Mouse. Disney Music has turned some of their classic songs like Toy Story's "You've Got a Friend in Me" and Frozen 2's "Into the Unknown" into lo-fi hip hop beats to relax and study to. According to OKPlayer.com, Disney Music has entered chill mode. The company has released a lo-fi hip hop instrumental album, Disney Lo-Fi Mini Focus, turning some of their nostalgic works into ambient covers. The album was released on Friday, quietly going viral with 10 tracks at a runtime of just 24 minutes. I love this. This is dope. Like I would incorporate this into like my like work playlist stuff, you know?
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
It's really cute. And like the animation of of Minnie sitting at her desk, it's literally the exact same animation as Lo-Fi Girl.
I love it. Yeah, share that with me. That'll be really cool.
Yeah. I'll send that.
They got to make Minnie and Mickey Mouse relevant in 2022. You know.
I mean, hey, they are animation icons.
Yeah, they always figure it out.
Yeah. So
speaking of animation, this
Okay.
actually came across my desk today.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard about this.
What?
But your girl, Cardi B, is going to be doing a special episode of Baby Shark on Nickelodeon. Yes. Not only is it going to be Cardi B, who's calling herself AKA Cardi Shark, she will be joined by her husband, Offset, Off Shark, and daughter Culture Shark on the Nickelodeon Baby Shark series. So times are changing, y'all. But I'm here for it. I love it. I think it's so cute.
I haven't closed my mouth. I'm here for it too. I want to watch.
Yes, head over to Cardi B's Instagram. She posted it literally 5 hours ago. She said, make sure you guys and your babies check me out and my family on the episode of Baby Shark series on Nickelodeon. Baby Shark, Sharky B. Sharky B. She's coming and she's rapping. And
when is this happening?
It doesn't say the release date yet, but if you go over to, I guess it's whenever the next Baby Shark episode comes out on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Shout out to Paramount, who actually owns Nickelodeon. So, I'll go try to leave a note on their desk and say, good job, guys. Because I think it's so cute. They even have a video with Cardi and Offset and Baby Culture in the studio recording their parts. It's so adorable. And I love it. I love the crossover, them being very family oriented.
Yeah.
They also have a little boy now. So I'm here for it. These companies are getting with the times.
I love it.
Now we just need like a Megan Thee Stallion something. I don't know what cartoon is out now.
I don't know.
Well, the Proud Family is back, so there's been a lot
Yes.
of Lizzo. I think was on it.
Oh, she was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta catch up with it.
I haven't watched. I've been told I need to.
Yeah. Gotta catch it. So yeah, shout out to the baby cartoons and networks. You guys are doing a good job.
All right,
I'm
go
here for
ahead. I'm gonna watch
Sharky B.
Okay. Regina King was named among celebrity A-listers who will co-chair the Met Gala in 2022. According to blackenterprise.com, Regina King is among the A-listers set to serve as hosts for the 2022 Met Gala. On Thursday, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City announced the celebrity co-chairs for fashion's biggest night, and King was among the big names to make the list, ET reports. The Academy Award-winning actress will co-chair alongside Blake Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, and actor, composer, and director Lin-Manuel Miranda.
All right.
The gala will highlight a number of famed American designers, including Stephen Burrows and the late Anne Lowe and Fanny Chris Payne. Filmmakers will also have their work celebrated in a series of cinematic vignettes showcasing fashion in American film. Regina King will have some of her work included in the presentation while also co-chairing the star-studded event. She has attended the Met Gala in 2019 and 2021 wearing dresses designed by Oscar de la Renta and Michael Kors.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, and this is her return to the spotlight after, the tragic loss of her son, Ian, in January. So,
Ian, I think.
Ian?
Yeah.
Not Ian?
Something like that. I know there's a very specific way and they've been correcting people. So I'm
okay.
It's one of those. I think what is the theme this year? Did they announce it yet?
I don't know if they announced the theme, but this is the first time the Met Gala will take place on its usual date since the pandemic canceled the 2020 event.
Okay, which is the end of April.
I think it's in May.
May. It's usually my birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Which is the very first weekend in May.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I'm excited to see Met Gala.
Oh, I see here. It's and thought that's what it is. So it says in America, an anthology of fashion. It's an exhibit that's going to open at the museum
Got
in
it.
May.
That's focusing on American.
Yeah,
I feel like they did that kind of theme
Yeah.
before, didn't they?
yeah, they
Okay.
did.
I feel like they
Yeah,
did.
because that was the theme last year.
Right.
In America, a lexicon of fashion.
Right. 'Cause
So this that's not the theme for this year. This is the
Okay.
exhibit that's going to open at the museum
God.
following that last year's situation.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm ready.
Well, I'm glad that Regina's doing this.
I love her.
You know, I love when creatives are multifaceted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously we know her as the incredible actress who's been in the game forever.
Yeah.
She's a director, producer, and now to sit on this chair and yeah, this is dope.
We've been seeing a lot of Regina lately. Even all the commercials she's been doing. I don't
Right.
recall her being a commercial, doing
Yeah,
commercial
yeah,
and
yeah.
endorsements before. So she's been doing that, which is great. And yeah, I'm really happy that she's recovering as she is probably, in her own time in regards to the loss of her son. So I'm glad she's doing fashion now.
Yeah.
What next, Regina? What next?
Give it to me, Regina. Shout out to her. Give her a round of applause.
Yes. Regina King.
Regina King. I'm here for it.
Yes, love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
This next topic. Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao.
baby.
So we've been gone for a little bit. I actually wanted to discuss this if we were going to be on last week, but we did take hiatus. But I did not think it was any less relevant today as it was last week because we are still in history, Women's History Month. And women, we're multifaceted. We come in all creeds, races, colors, sizes, so on and so forth. So therefore, I think it is very disheartening when I hear another woman put another group of women down for whatever reason.
Especially when it's a white woman
A
bringing
white
down
woman.
black women.
Yes. So if you do not know, which you probably don't because no one has heard of this movie, because the Oscars likes to give nods to films that are only in the festival circuit that no one has ever seen.
Right.
There's a director by the name of Jane Campion. She directed the movie Power of the Dog, which has been getting all types of praise and awards. They did very, very well for the Critics' Choice Awards. They took some, I think they took away Best Movie. And I think this is what.
What's the name of the movie?
Power of the Dog.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, there's like one person in it that I'm familiar with. Who was the girl that was the little vampire?
Dakota Fanning?
No, with Brett with oh, never mind. Lord Jesus. Who's Angelina Jolie's ex-husband?
Which one?
The most recent one.
Billy
Brad
Bob?
Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Brad
Oh,
Pitt. It was
Billy
it was
Bob
a
was
vampire
the-
movie.
Oh,
with-
Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Interview with a Vampire.
Yes, Interview with a Vampire. I knew you would know it. Thank you.
Yes.
Kirsten Dunst is in the movie.
Which is being rebooted.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, yeah. That was the only reason why I was interested in seeing the movie. Now I'm not,
Mhm.
because Jane Campion made a complete fool of herself when she got up to accept her award. She went on to say, she likes to talk about how she's a woman in the industry. She's a female director. She
Yeah.
receives a lot of flack. In fact, earlier, I think the week before, she was at another award ceremony and she was being interviewed on the red carpet. And I guess she had gotten some criticism from an actor by the name of Sam Elliott.
Mhm.
And when asked about it, she said, well, he's a bitch.
Oh.
And people loved it. People were talking about it. She was the it factor of the week.
Yeah.
So I think she was kind of feeling herself when she
Uh-huh.
was getting the awards. She goes up on stage and she says, Serena and Venus, you guys are great, but you don't play with the boys like I do.
What was the point? What was no one? The question
what?
was,
Child.
why? Where was the relevance? Where was the bridge
Absolutely
to that statement?
none whatsoever.
I can't. Did she follow up with any? Like,
We're gonna get into it because I have some notes for Miss Jane Campion.
come on,
and
notes.
all of the Jane Campions in the world, because at this point I think the Jane Campions are problematic,
AKA Karens.
more so than the Karens. I'm gonna put her in her own category.
Okay.
Because they pretend like they your friend.
Uh-huh.
They pretend like they like you, but
Yeah.
they're shading you on the side or in front of your face,
Yeah.
very deliberately and low key, and it's nasty.
Yeah.
So to you, Miss Jane Campion, number one, now is not the time to play Struggle Olympics where you, in fact, have no athleticism at all whatsoever. And how do we know that? Earlier in her speech, she even asked Will Smith to teach her how to swim. So we just gonna be doing stuff for you now, huh? You
Okay.
just gonna ask the like biggest actor in the world to teach you how to swim?
Okay.
Wahite lady. Okay. Number two, you must not even be in sports at all, let alone tennis, because you would know that the queens, Venus and Serena, do in fact play against the guys. They've both won multiple Grand Slams in mixed doubles, aka the white guys, even.
Mm.
Okay. So this
Bloop.
Wahite woman trying to diminish the achievements of two of the greatest players of all time, and she couldn't even get the facts straight while up on that stage in front of millions of people.
Mhm.
Okay, number three.
I love
Miss
this list, by the
Jane
way.
Campion. You may in fact be sexist yourself, as while criticizing a man who critiqued your work, you chose to insult him by calling him a bitch, which we all know is a female dog, right?
Hmm.
You were insulting his manhood by feminizing him. How is that positive? How is that a good thing for the women's agenda? To be seen as equal to yourself. Believe in being a female version of a creature is a bad thing, or is representation of a bad human being. So why are you calling him a bitch? Why is that a negative thing?
Hmm.
Calling a man a female
Yeah.
version of something.
Yeah.
So where is your head at, really and
That's an
truly?
episode, by the way. Sidebar.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, like, if you
Yes.
really think about it, the irony of calling a
Yes.
man a female version of something and
Yes.
meaning it in a derogatory,
Mhm.
hurtful way,
It's reductive.
it's completely reductive.
Hmm.
What is the point? Jane, we need answers. Also, Jane, number four, no one's seen your movie.
No one. No one.
I will say that Jane Campion did issue an apology via Vanity Fair, in which she retracted her statements. She did acknowledge that the sisters combined and individually have achievements competing against men. And she did state, and I quote, "The last thing I would ever want to do is minimize remarkable women. I love Serena and Venus. Their accomplishments are titanic and inspiring." Why you gotta use the Titanic though? Didn't it sink? Serena and Venus, I apologize and completely celebrate you. First of all, you gonna call them Miss Williams from now on. Miss Jane Campion.
Miss Williams.
Y'all, you don't know them by their first name. Not
That-
after that.
Yeah.
So
Wait, but she does know them. I think I saw a picture with.
she did the photo op thingy,
Yeah.
you know, trying to make sure that they were her friends, smiling and being playful and, oh, I love you, you know, which was bogus to me. But the reason why I wanted to go on Miss Jane Campion is because this is not okay. We see this all the time. There is just no reason to pin your struggle against another woman's struggle,
Yeah.
especially that of Black women who are world champions. You know, just in general, you shouldn't do it. But who gives you the right to even utter their names on stage in such a manner?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And I don't think, first of all, everybody that laughed, y'all wrong too,
Yeah.
because it wasn't funny.
No.
It was very awkward. It was cringy. I was watching it live and my head shot up at the TV. Like, did she really just
What was
say
the
that?
event that she was
It was
saying?
the Critics' Choice Awards.
Got it.
So she was up. It was one of the last awards of the evening, in fact.
Oh, cancel
And
her.
She needs to be canceled. I get that she apologized. Like I said, some people said
Not enough.
Some people said maybe she was nervous. You know, you get up, you talking, and you just kind of go on a rant, and you don't even know what you're saying. You know, but that came from somewhere.
Not enough.
But I'd say this to say we're celebrating women this month. Let's not play Struggle Olympics. Let's
Period.
not do that. The plight of the woman, the plight of the Black woman, the Black struggle, let's not separate them in their entirety, because at some point they do intersect. However, we don't need to compare in a way where it's competitive,
Yeah.
because that's not the overall goal. We want equality and liberation for all, mentally, physically, emotionally, in the arts, in the sports. And what the Venus and Serena Williams sisters are doing is completely remarkable. I hope their movie takes all the Oscars this weekend, because it just needs to. It was so good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Kelvin? King Richard?
Nah, not yet. I do want to watch it. There's like I have so much in my watch.
It's on
list.
HBO Max.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have like
Watch it
so
tonight.
much. Yes, sir.
That's your homework.
Come to my house. We're gonna watch it together.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm not driving over there.
Yeah, but that was my rant to Jane Campion and all the Jane Campions in the world.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Come-
it
come
was
with-
on my heart.
The list was it. I love it.
It was on my heart. We can't do this anymore, people.
Did you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer when it was on the show?
I was anti Buffy. I'll be completely honest.
Really?
I was.
Why?
All of those shows I was pretty anti. That whole like what was that? Was that WB UPN?
UPN
Yeah, that daytime UPN set was just
was
not.
it wasn't daytime? No, that was evening.
Was it
It's
evening?
prime time. Yeah,
Oh,
I used to watch
It was
it.
WB.
WB.
I
Thank
think
you.
It started on WB
Yeah,
and then it moved to UPN.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't here for it.
I was I love Sarah Michelle Gellar in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
She was kind of like one of those like it girls in Hollywood for
Cruel
me.
Intentions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did too, but not for that show. I liked her movies more so. I never
Oh.
really got into that show.
Well, I was a Buffy fan, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer has a very cult following. And so in a recent
Yes.
interview, Sarah Michelle Gellar says that Zendaya would be perfect for a Buffy reboot. Yes. So according to ScreenRant.com, with her acting range, Zendaya has the ideal combination of comedic timing, line delivery, charisma, and depth to really shine in the role of Buffy. Sarah says that she'd be an excellent casting for a reboot, and that so Sarah played Buffy through all 7 seasons.
Yeah.
As well as making guest appearances in Angel. And while it would face some challenges, a new Buffy series would likely fare extremely well, playing on the same type of nostalgia that made Stranger Things such a success.
Mhm.
So updating storylines and themes for the 2020s could probably see a new life to the show.
Okay.
But
I can see that.
the success of the show relies on the Slayer, and I think Sarah is making she's giving Zendaya her blessing if a reboot were to happen.
I'm here for Zendaya. Zendaya is it? How many jobs Zendaya gonna have? She's in
Zendaya's like Kiki, like they
Yeah.
give it all to him, like
give them all the jobs.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I think that'd be cool.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I might watch it because it's Zendaya because I
Mm.
can't watch that other show of hers. It's too
Euphoria?
depressing. It's way too depressing for me. I can't do it.
It's intense. It is
Yeah.
intense, but I must say I am a Euphoria fan.
Is it over yet?
It is over. Well,
Okay, the
yeah, season
season?
2 ended.
Okay.
I
I might check it out after the fact, but it's heavy.
It's heavy. You know what I can really appreciate, because honestly, I can't relate to the characters. They're in high school, and the
neither.
things that they go through is insane.
Does that
But-
really happen though?
Right. I hope not,
I hope
because I'm
not.
like, we grew up in a different time.
Child.
But the show artistically, the
Mhm.
way it's shot,
Oh,
lighting,
the cinematography is
storyline,
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah,
It
I
really
agree.
does. I mean, the creativity that they incorporate throughout the storyline and
Mhm.
how to tell the story is very, very unique.
Mhm.
Something that I haven't seen in a show before. And so for that, I can really appreciate Euphoria.
Yeah, and she's acting her butt off. I think all the actors do well.
Yeah.
I've watched a few episodes. I haven't completely because I've watched it. I've been able to say
Yeah.
as an educated assumption for myself that I can't deal with too much of it. It's a little too heavy for me at this point in my life.
Yeah.
But Zendaya is amazing and she has great range.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll support. What network will it be on?
Oh, well,
Has it been
it's
announced
not
yet?
even something that's. This is just an
An
interview that
idea.
Sarah
Okay. Well,
did.
again, what network is it going to be on? Because if she said it,
Right.
Hopefully not CW, because
Might be on Paramount.
hey, that'd be anything really.
Might
what
be.
should be for CW say?
They produce terrible shows. I
Okay.
think. That's just my opinion.
What do I watch
And
on CW?
Also, I am right about it. So.
Is that Stargirl series on CW?
The Flash.
Oh my god.
You don't like the Flash?
Oh, I tried.
So you don't like the Arrowverse?
Sharik, I need you to know this. I tried to give it a
Okay, I
chance.
believe you.
Whatever. Me and Sharik are Marvel folks, so
We don't
care.
them DC shows are
That's
whatever.
what I'm saying. Yeah, like, nah, I'm good.
I don't think I watch anything on the CW.
Yeah, why would you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
So
enough.
angry. I'm
Very.
sorry.
I'm not upset. I'm just, not here for it.
That's funny.
Okay. All right.
Do you watch The Real Housewives of New York?
I'll say no because it's been so long.
Okay, but you've seen it before.
I have, yes.
Okay, so Bravo wants to reboot the series in a way with a completely new cast
Mhm.
and then launch a second version of
Mhm.
Real Housewives of New York with the X stars.
Okay.
Okay, so this story is interesting, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second. But according to Variety, after a messy and low-rated 13th season of the iconic Real Housewives of New York City, which concluded in September without even holding a reunion, Bravo's Housewives brain Brain Trust decided to regroup. Fixing this important cornerstone of the franchise was, after all, crucial for the network.
Mhm.
This week, Andy Cohen, the longtime executive producer, unveiled the team's radical new plan in an exclusive interview with Variety.
Mhm.
So essentially, it's a two-part strategy, and what they want to do is they want to take. This is what he says. We're taking into account everything that our passionate audience has really been telling us over the last year, around rebooting and recasting. Um, and so what they're trying to do is they're going to do a second season featuring the former stars,
Mhm.
and they're likely to maybe launch that on Peacock because the success of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip was on Peacock. It wasn't on Bravo.
Oh.
And so they're thinking that might be a good. Also, Real Houses of Miami is on Peacock, and also lots of success there
Okay.
as far as viewership
Shout
goes.
out to
So they're
Peacock.
gonna do a Real Houses of New. I think it's gonna be called Real Housewives of New York Legacy for the
Mhm.
OG stars, and they
Okay.
might shift that show over to Peacock, where they're gonna recast the Real Housewives of New York for Bravo
Okay.
altogether.
Oh wow. So a
Um,
whole new cast.
yes,
or-
a whole
oh,
new
wow.
class. Well, Ebony might still stay on this show because she's not an OG. This was her first season on the show.
Mhm. I
But
think I know who Ebony is. I think yeah.
yes, Ebony K. Williams.
Yeah.
The thing about it is so funny. Um, when I was going through Twitter and reading what people were saying about this, they were
Mhm.
like, okay, so the whole controversy of this last season
Mhm.
involved racism,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Ebony calling out Ramona with different
Yeah, I
things, and
did hear about that.
she brought it up to headquarters, like, this is
Mhm.
management.
It's a
My
real deal.
employee, said racial remarks and this and that, and so it was very this past season was very racially charged because this
Mhm.
was the first season they had a black cast member. And then there was even a new friend of the show who was also another black woman. And so I think a lot of what people are saying is, so you're basically gonna put it under a rug, give the
Right.
white women their own show, and then give a multicultural diverse cast for. It's like, well, what? No,
What are you
address
really
the
trying to
issue.
do? Right. What are
No
you
one's
really
asking
trying
for
to
a
do?
second version of the show,
Yeah.
but let's get to the nit and grit of that,
Yeah.
Andy.
I mean, I personally I have issues with all of these reality shows
Mhm.
because I think they're just so demeaning to women in general.
But I love the Real Houses of Miami.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So good.
I haven't seen it.
Honestly, I think it's my new favorite. We'll talk
Really?
later. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think, like you said, that's absolutely correct. They should be addressing the real issues and not sweeping those under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me what you think after you watch it, and let's go from there.
Yeah, they're thinking of calling it Real Housewives of New York Throwback or Real Housewives of New York Legacy. Don't call it Throwback.
Don't
No.
call it a throwback.
Don't call it a throwback, especially if it's going to be the cast of white women.
What he tastes.
Roni Legacy sounds better. But
Okay.
anyway, so that's that's what's new in Real Housewives news.
Said Roni like
No, the acronym
I get it.
RHONY.
We're not cool. Sorry. Okay.
We'll try again next week.
You're totally cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, according to the LA Times, and this yes, I'm here for this story. So,
Mhm.
Raven Simone joins Disney walkout over the Don't Say Gay bill, quoting, "We don't like it." So yes, according
Period.
to LA Times, Raven Simone and the cast of Raven's Home are among the Disney employees who participated Tuesday in a walkout protesting Florida legislation that would restrict classroom instruction on sexual orientation and gender identity.
Mm.
On Instagram, Raven Simone shared a video of the Raven's Home cast and executive producers expressing their support for the LGBTQIA+ Disney staffers who organized a demonstration opposing the bill, which critics have labeled the Don't Say Gay bill. As a teen, Raven Simone starred in the hit Disney Channel series That's So Raven, icon, before returning for the revival as an adult. In the clip, Raven says, "This bill is ridiculous." She shouts, "We don't like it," and she's encouraging viewers to support the movement to block the legislation. In support of our LGBTQ plus family and all of those who will be damaged by the Don't Say Gay bill, we, the cast of Raven's Home, are walking out. The Disney Channel star captioned the video.
Did you hear about the Buzz Lightyear movie controversy as well?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
so
a
I think that all
scene,
ties
a
in.
same gender kiss
Hmm.
scene that was edited out, and now it's being brought back in.
Because they made a big hoopla over it. And
Mhm.
so I think that's the tie-in with Disney and this actual Don't Say Gay bill. This is very interesting, and I'm proud of Raven.
Yeah.
You know, if you listen to her speak about her journey and her struggles, being a child star for one, being a mega star
Yeah.
for two, and suffering with have feeling as though she needed to hide her true identity for so long
Hmm.
in order to make a living. And
Yeah.
she's just, you know, a lot of not a lot of people like her methods of expressing herself, but she's honest, she's raw,
I love
and
her.
I'm here for it.
I watch Raven's Home,
Mm-hmm.
like the
I've
reboot.
seen one episode.
No, girl, I watch faithfully.
Oh.
Like I'm mad that this new. So I didn't know this, but Disney only does 4 seasons of a show
Oh.
before canceling or shifting it.
Okay.
So Raven's Home had just completed 4 seasons. So this new season that's about to start, the cast has switched up.
Mm-hmm.
So in Raven's Home with Chelsea, she lives in Chicago with Chelsea's son, and then her twins,
Mm-hmm.
and they all live together. In the new iteration of the show, she's moving back to San Francisco with only one of her twins. And then Chelsea's not coming back on the show, but her
Mhm.
dad is back on the show. And then there's a whole bunch of new cast members
Okay.
because it's their version of changing the show.
Okay.
Because for whatever reason, Disney only does 4 seasons.
Okay. I'll check it out.
I'll check it out.
But you know,
I mean, but I loved the version that she had with Chelsea because I love her and Chelsea's friendship.
yeah.
The way
That's
that they paired that, just kind of showing you a new dynamic of what family looks like. People think family has to be this thing, but both of them, the way they wrote that out is that they had these, horrible divorces and they were
Mhm.
there for each other.
Mhm.
And so then they,
Came
anyways,
together.
I'm
here for it. I'll check it out. You've convinced me.
well, I love Raven. I love
Yeah.
Raven. And I am so proud of her. And I'm so thankful that she's showing up for the community in this way, in
Yeah.
solidarity.
Yeah,
And then
so
she's saying, I'm a Disney employee and I'm showing up and standing up with my fellow Disney employees.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
So
Well, I think we should also explain for those who aren't aware of what the Don't Say Gay bill is. So I just pulled this up. It says Governor Ron DeSantis, I've been hearing that name a lot lately, from
Mhm.
Florida, is expected to sign House Bill 1557, a proposed law that supporters call the Parental Rights in Education bill, and opponents refer to as the Don't Say Gay bill. Pretty much what it's saying is it wants parents to have the right to decide what type of education that their children
Yeah.
are giving. Most of the bill would affect how mental health services are delivered on the state's children and adolescents and how much control parents can have over those conversations. It could have far-reaching implications for Florida children, potentially even those who have no connection to the LGBTQ issues. So they have nicknamed it the Don't Say Gay bill, but
Mhm.
it's blanketed in this belief that they want parents to decide, what type of conversations kids are having in the classrooms, gender, sexuality, race.
Right.
We've been hearing a lot about
But
critical
and
race
the thing
theory.
about it is like there's only every household is different. And so
Mhm.
there's only one point of view, one point of perspective as far as like how to educate your children there. And I
Yeah.
think if there's, education in place for to expand the minds
Mhm.
of our youth
Mhm.
in that way, I'm all for it.
And then at the end of the day, you have to think if that's your child, you should be also educating your child.
Of course.
And, even if I don't agree
Educating
with it,
yourself.
educating yourself as well. Absolutely.
Because you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't
Yes.
teach them stuff about
Yes.
that you don't know about.
Yes. And I think it's good for parents to be involved.
Mhm.
Of
Absolutely.
course.
Absolutely.
I was taught some things in school, and my parents were like, yo, look, this is what's really going on.
Mhm.
And granted, probably these people may not have it the right way.
And
These might be the middle country folk
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
in Florida, the
Yeah.
Wahites.
Yeah.
And that's,
But this younger generation, man, they gonna find out some things.
they have too much access.
They do, and it's like you can't shield them from this stuff. And as walking testimony.
Mhm.
If you don't teach your kids, they're gonna find out somewhere else.
Exactly.
I remember being a kid at one point, and I had asked my mom
How long ago? Really? Me too.
At some I had asked my mom a question about, I think it was about menstruation or something. I wanted to understand. I had heard a term.
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was. And she was like, "No, you're too young. You don't need to know about that."
Mm.
And I was like, "What? Why?" She's like,
Why?
"No, don't worry about that." What did my ass do? I went and found out from somebody at school the next day. And Tom, wouldn't you want to have
Influence at least.
influence that from your parent versus like, because you don't know if somebody gives you like a kind of like a distorted view of
Right.
whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
I remember
your kids are never too young.
I remember a viral video of this young white girl. She recorded herself. She went viral. She recorded herself having a conversation with her parents about Black Lives Matter.
I remember. I know exactly what
And-
video you're talking about.
And they tooth and nail were trying to fight her down. And this young lady was so eloquent. She was so well educated.
She had all the
her
facts.
claps
She had
were
receipts.
remarkable. And she couldn't have been no older than 17, 18 at the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
So it's regardless of where they get this information. I'm not sure if she got it from school. I can't remember. She was interviewed and she went viral, but she had everything. If these kids are determined to learn about something or be exposed to something, they're going to do it regardless.
Yep.
So why not put it in an educational foundation where it can be monitored by the parents need be, or at least the parents are aware of what is being taught, but have it be in an educational foundation.
Yeah.
So where it's something that they can learn. There can be literature, there can be scientific analysis, there can be all of these things that kids will need in order to equip them properly.
Yep.
You guys are doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah,
I should have had some points for them too.
I kind of have a story.
Tell us a story.
I was with my son. We went to Barnes and Noble. I wanted to buy him some books, and
Mhm. How old is your son?
he's 11 now, but
Okay.
at the time he was 7 or 8, something like that.
Oh, so
And,
some years ago.
yeah,
Okay.
years back, and it's just stuck with me because I I try to be the best ally I can be, to
Mhm.
everyone. So we were going upstairs. I don't know, you guys been to the one at the Grove, right?
Mhm.
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like 3 floors.
Yes.
So we're
My
going.
favorite.
Yeah, we're going to the 3rd floor, and he's like, "Hey, Daddy, I just saw 2 boys kissing," and I'm like, "Okay, and what do you think?" And he was just like, "I don't know. Like, do you think that's wrong?" He's like, "No." "Okay, well, do you think 2 girls kissing is wrong?" He's like, "No." "Okay, well, you're too young right now, but as you get older, just remember that's normal. Like, just wanted to let him know that it's not weird. It's none,
Uh-huh.
it's just normal.
When
Like,
two people love each other.
yeah, exactly. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have to be love. Just like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't
You
be-
made a teachable moment.
yeah,
Mhm.
and that's the stuff I try to teach my son. Like, just be polite and be kind to everyone, and accept everyone for who they are.
Yeah.
And and I think, again, I think he forgot that, but because he was still so young. So, but
Mhm.
I know he's very curious about that. Like, one time I saw his YouTube search history.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
God.
It wasn't anything really bad. He was just curious. He searched, like, boy girl kissing. He searched boy and boy kissing, girl and girl kissing. He was just curious, and I asked him about it, and he was just like, he was scared. He thought I was gonna get mad. Like, no, just, you need to talk to me about that when you're ready. Like, I'm not gonna force you to talk to me about it, but
Mhm.
if you're curious, ask me. I can go over it with you and explain it to you, so you don't get misinformation, or you don't get scared, or
Mhm.
anything, or
Exactly.
so.
Look at you being a stellar father.
And that's to my point. Like, why would these people think that their kids are not going to figure something out on
Yeah.
their
Okay.
own anyway? These kids will take your phone and reboot it, jailbreak it, do whatever.
He has
They
his own
know-
iPad. He can
Right. They can
so-
figure this stuff
They have
out
access to it
on
all.
their own.
And the crazy part about it is, this younger generation, they're the most rebellious in that aspect. They're
Completely.
like, we're not listening to what you're saying because y'all are crazy wrong. They have access to the world in a way that most of their parents didn't.
We did not.
And so they
either.
see the world, they see
Yeah.
color, they see differences, they see a variety of people. And I think this is why representation in the media is so important, because it allows people to understand and see different types of folks. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes the world better. We are united
Mhm.
through diversity, not divided through it.
You better say that. Get a man an applause. Okay.
I want sparkles.
You get all of it, buddy. All of it.
Things.
So yeah, so shout out to Raven and everybody over there at Disney that are revolting and not against not going with this whole
Yeah.
notion of the don't say gay bill. It's ridiculous, you guys. And remember, we also need to be voting at a local level.
Mhm.
This is important. I was watching something on YouTube that just kind of came on. It was one of these content creation platforms,
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about voting. They had 3 people who were against voting and 3 people who were with voting. And the consensus was that local voting can be rather impactful.
Absolutely.
On a state level, on a local level,
Mhm.
voting is very, very important. So I
City
think
council.
exactly. So I think that's very important to highlight that, and that the world is watching Florida, of course. But I'm curious how many other of these little sneaky communities and cities and whatnot are actually, and then even the school boards.
Yeah.
It's important to know what's happening in your district.
Yeah.
When I was either a junior, I was a junior. I actually presented a school. I guess it's a program. It's a program that's embodied as a small school, but I presented this program to the school board council, and it was a big deal. Like, I had to have all of my paperwork together. I did everything with my other teachers that were part of this program. There was like a judge, and I had to go and speak, and it was like really, really serious.
Mhm.
And there was actually a good amount of people in the room, and it's televised on like the local television
Yeah.
networks. This is in Berkeley, California. I don't know how it is everywhere. But to see the
Public
impact,
access.
to see the impact that these programs and these educational hearings really matter. So
Mhm.
I would ask parents to get involved on even that level, because it's important for you to know what's going on in your child's school.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to make a statement now.
Right.
Yeah,
Go
that's-
sit on the school board.
That's what I like about my son's school district. He's in the Culver City district. They're very involved and they're very
Nice.
communicative. Like, they hit up all the parents through email. Hey, this is what's going on in your district,
Mhm.
and if you want to attend a city hall meeting, they're very inclusive, and I really appreciate them for that. Because
Yeah, because guess what? The Janes and Karens, they might be stay-at-home moms and they ain't got nothing else to do.
they out there.
They ain't got nothing else to do but go to
Nothing else to
PTA
do.
meetings and be on the school board and bake some cookies.
They live for that shit.
So they are over here determining what is being taught in your child's school. So if you ain't getting with it now, you better get with it soon. Because the Janes and Karens is coming for your educational system.
Yes, the Janes and Karen. I cannot.
But yeah, well, shout out to one more time. Let me give a shout out to Heather, my best friend, Frankly Beautiful, because she gave me this new term this week, and I just thought it was so funny. And I hope I'm not offending anyone, but it was just a cute way to just say white people.
Oh,
Say,
well.
the way he tastes.
What he did.
Who would you offend though?
The way he tastes.
And
I don't want to offend nobody.
no, I'm kidding.
So don't cancel me, y'all.
Nah.
Don't cancel me.
I highly doubt that would happen.
But yeah, no, this has been, I think overall this month, Women's History Month has been an amazing one. We kicked off this month with me sharing my story with my fertility and what happened when I lost my baby, and we lost our baby. And I've just been really on a mission to connect with other women. I'm so happy that I did. I think you saw my tweet on Twitter. I went ahead and tweeted that I found a support group for women who have lost infants and children. And I did that just by watching a YouTube about something similar to what happened to me.
Yeah.
And I watched an interview such as, on a platform such as this. And I connected with that woman, and I found her on social media, and I messaged her. And we've been talking and texting ever since. And that's just the power of sisterhood. I feel like I'm in a club now, not one we all want to be in.
Right.
But it's definitely a sisterhood, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful for this month. This month has been.
I mean, it's better to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Through this,
Definitely.
That the people can understand you.
Yeah, and y'all better get used to me talking about it, because I will be talking about it on this
As
show.
you should.
So it's important. It's something I have to get over, but now I realize that there's so many other women. And then also Chrissy Teigen was in the news this week because she's being more open about her fertility journey. And I remember her posting about it, I want to say 2 years ago. Her and John Legend lost their child while she was at 20 weeks. She had a miscarriage. And
I remember that.
Yeah, and she did something really remarkable, which was she posted images of their reaction and their response and them holding their baby. And that's actually what inspired me to make my post. And so it was really encouraging this week to see that she was on the news discussing her journey in fertility and her journey in her path in motherhood, and all the women that are banding with her and women that are identifying and recognizing it. And it's a beautiful thing. So it's helping me. So I know it's helping other women. And yeah, they really been talking about it a lot this month, but I think we should keep having the conversation.
Absolutely.
So
Shout out to you, Shariq.
thank you. Shout out to all the women.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys for being very
Aw.
supportive and
Of course.
having these conversations. So
You probably went further away from it already, but if you did offend someone, you could just ask Will Smith to teach you how to swim.
And
Womp,
with that, we are
womp.
out of time. Womp womp.
oh Jane. Oh Jane.
Oh, Calvin.
Well, that's going to wrap this episode of Limelight Live Lights On episode. Again, make sure you are following us on all of our social platforms. That is at Limelight Live Show. You can follow me at Shariq LeMay on all platforms as well. That's SHARICKLAMAY. And
Why are you frozen? Oh, there you are. All right.
don't be getting distracted.
You can follow. I'm JPinK. You already know what it is. Follow me at JPin Notes on everything. It's JPINNOTES. And stay tuned as we get ready for the spring and the summer.
You can follow Kelvin too, I guess.
Yeah, follow. I mean, he doesn't post anything.
I really don't. I'm just here to make friends.
You can follow Milo.
Oh, I follow him. He follows me back. I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Everybody, Milo has an Instagram account now.
You're gonna have to put it on the screen.
Milo Go Shih Tzu. And he's amazing. And the adventures of Miku
So
and Milo are a thing.
Oh my
So
gosh, you need to start a YouTube channel.
we should. Thank you.
I mean, it's a perfect name, Miku and Milo.
The adventures of
Hey.
Miku and Milo. So yeah. So thank you, everybody. What's up?
Oh no, never mind. I lost it.
Okay.
He's gonna hold that thought. but
Kelvin's
thank you.
Instagram is
Oh, should I say it? Oh, it's cool Kelv. Cool_Kelv.
With a K. Kelvin
Yeah.
with a K. All
I
right.
can't.
Thank you guys. We'll see you all next week.
bye.
Bye.
Step into the limelight.